Well, we're dropping onto the... So this, I'm assuming, is the tree. I'm assuming that's the tree. This... What in the hell is going on in here? There must be an abyssalite break or something? What do you have? You have... Yeah, you have a magma biome. So I sat down and immediately triggered... That's already 500 friggin' degrees. What in the world happened? All these Drekos are gonna die. That's a given. Every plant in there is gonna die. There's two artifacts. What are we looking for? So there's 3 more out here somewhere. There's 3 more. And... There's 3 more. And, this is gonna be interesting. Because there wasn't one on Blizista. I think we're just at... Oh, there might be... That would be down way, way, way farther than I thought it was going to be. Nothing buried under there. This poses an issue. This poses a big issue. The first of which is going to take me like an hour and a half to unpack all of these silly things. Oh boy. Can I dig? No, I can really only get about that far, eh? I can get to there. Straight through here. I can get to... that's gonna let all that fairly useful polluted oxygen out. If I'm not careful. Actually, it's gonna happen anyway. Let's see. If I came in here, it only gets me to there. If I built a... Well, I got amalgam, so I can build a... I can build a manual airlock. Better than nothing. Still only gets me to there. This... that keeps going. I should be able to explore a fair amount of it. But I have no idea what happened in here. We'll find out when we find out, I guess. Oh, I think we found... And we may have found a couple more artifacts. I may have... let's see how far down that goes. The plan is to kind of fill this in with diamond afterwards. Is this all going to overheat? It is too, isn't it? Yep. It's granite, so that's going to melt shortly. I don't know. No, it's going to melt. Yeah, the oxygen here is already way high. I don't know why this granite's not picking up any heat, though. Drywall. There we go. Oh, a bunch of stuff melt. Got 1. What are you melting into? You lead? What are you? Copper. Electronics explained out of steel. You may survive. Well, let's drive the spike a little further, shall we? Got the material. Turning hot stuff into that. Come on, get down here. What's melting all the time? Copper. Obsidian is shockingly hot. Oxygen here is... What's the pedestal? What's your melting point? You should just melt. I don't think you have an overheat temperature. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of building melted off warnings here, aren't I? There's more under here. I wonder what it is. Come on, dig faster. Clock, that doesn't help me. There ought to be at least one. Hopefully there's at least one more in here. Still need what? 3. I have... So mathematically we're at needing at least 2 over on the grassy moo planet. What if this stuff's gonna cave in? What are we... 1400... No, you're not overpressured, so this shouldn't break. In theory it shouldn't break. Plastic ladder's gonna have a bad go of things. Molten copper there. Made out of steel. It's one of those made out of steel. I was something made out of like niobium. Or neutronium. But when you break them you get absolutely nothing. Well, you can't all be asleep. I mean, theoretically, yes, you could all be asleep. Asleep or on the phone. Reminds me of my last industrial job. So I'm still not entirely sure what happened here. As far as I can tell, it just spawned that way. It had to have just spawned that way. There's a bunch of stuff here that's 400 degrees. For no understandable reason. Because when it first spawned it was like that, right? And there's nothing here that should have been that hot. This dirt shouldn't have been that hot. None of this should have been that hot. There's... Yeah, there it is, an abyssite break. Not so much a break, just a bad... It's 105. I don't want to go too close to it. That's 100 and some still. I can't make insulated tiles with these guys. That requires frickin' these little guys are neat. But there's times when you need them to do something and they can't. It's a bit of a pain. So the best thing I can do as long as I don't open that up, it should be safe, right? So if I just sort of seal it in, I'm going to lose a whole bunch of oxygen and possibly a bunch of water. Because I think that thing wants to stay below a certain temperature. I don't want to say that I've dug too greedily and too deep, but I might have. This side's okay. We're good to there. It's here that's an issue. That's going to heat up all of this. If I dig all of this out, let it drop. Please don't seal yourselves in. Please don't. Please. Thank you. I can kind of seal this in. Well, as reasonably as I could anyway. The next piece of abyss light here. I do this, is that going to transfer? Right. If I could just leave a vacuum here, and maybe, just maybe, I can keep this stuff from doing bad things. This heat might eventually migrate up there, and that still kind of worries me. This whole... That's still very hot. Sucks I'm going to lose all of this polluted water, but it's just going to have to happen. Keep that isolated. You, bud, you're just going to sit here and carve out the world for something to do until you crap out. Do that. It'll take a long time for this to go to vacuum, but if I can get it to do it, then maybe I can save this tree. I hope I haven't screwed it up. I really hope I haven't. Well, here we are about 100 cycles later. Stinky had just gone through the skill scrubber because it is time to send him off on his next adventure. Getting rocket piloting, and that's all you're getting because there aren't a lot of creature comforts in this thing. We do have... Here, right there. I got impatient. When I say I got impatient, I mean I got impatient. Rather than waste time with a thermal spike, just dug it out. This is a bit of an issue. All of this sour gas down here. That's going to take a while to gently bleed off, but it's going. Everything else we pulled out of here, stuck it in the steam room. Gonna chill it. Once it's down to something worthwhile, I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to build. I'm definitely gonna have to build a chiller along here somewhere. Volcano's nice and eruption period every blur. That's nice. I'll deal with that in the future. Just literally just stuck this in a room with some salt. We had some extra salt water that came through the pod, just to try to kind of equalize it a little bit. The stuff in here, we pulled a total of 3,520 kilos, and you notice it's at that temperature because rather than waste time cooling it down, I just made tiles out of it. You make a tile, and it becomes a 45 degrees Celsius tile. So it was get it all in one place, and then build, let's use this as an example, be like tile, 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 like that. So there's no contact between them. This one might get kind of warm because, you know, it took a little longer to build or whatever. It's got no adjacent tiles to which to transfer temperature. Just did that. And then for the last 20 kilos, it was 5 pieces of automation wire, which cooled it right off. And then I stuck it in here. Wrong button. Equalized with the rest of the room, which was fairly cool. Stinky gets 10 kilos of pemmican. Still gotta fill this up with. Part of the issue is don't have a lot of water here on Flamelin. I don't think I've. Well, that's finally full. You are not keeping that thimble read alive. Okay. That's an issue because now the toilets are gonna plug. Well, I'm glad I spotted that. Do I have room for it in here? I'm not running in this anyway. Polluted water. Well, guess what? Just dump it into there. There. You gonna move? No, of course you aren't, because you read a second one of these up here. At least I have a place to send it. I was hoping this hydroponic farm would work, but it's a little too warm over here because that's why. I had that up a little high. I turned it off for a bit. Last time it decided to run wild on me. Let's screw everything back up again. Yes! Stop that. That can get drained down. You are Spacefarer module. You are going 5 tiles to there. Crew is... Nope, not Abe. Abe gets to stay here. Abe is a founding member of this colony. He gets to be the old man. Stinky gets to head home with all that niobium. We're good there? Good there. We have enough fuel to get where you're going. See you back on the main asteroid, Stink. Stinkayla, however, is... This is where he's heading next. I think I'm on my 7th rover? Send a whole bunch of building materials. He's still kind of building it. Built out as much of the framework as I can. Probably could have built a couple more things, but since you can't get past advanced, like anything that requires advanced research, you can't build. So we've got a bit of power, triage, pod, that, bathrooms. Once Stink gets here, Stink and probably someone else. I'll probably print another person, so they can be the old person. Yeah, they can be the old guys sticking around. They're gonna need. It's probably going to be like basically a carbon copy of the other places, right? Gonna get a couple of Drecos, shaving station for extra stuff. I do fortunately have some water to work with. What else do you have? You have hydrogen, so it's got power. I can hook that up to a steam turbine. That'll be fine. Chlorine. So I finally have a chlorine vent. Took me this long to finally get to one. And it's got like 2 tungsten volcanoes? 1 and 2. And while I would normally try to go, find out what these are later by doing this, these poke out a bit. So one of these is chlorine, one is hydrogen. And 3 tungsten volcanoes, which are going to be a problem because that's a big number. That's rather warm. Plus I still have to solidify all this crap too. And the temperature, like this is burp like that. This, I think this kind of stops the heat for now. Right, this is probably all going to boil eventually because I can't do anything about it with rovers. But reduce this to a vacuum and temperature shouldn't transfer. There's no... It's abyssalite from here to here. We're cool abyssalite on all the sides. So this will warm up, but there won't be enough air to move any temperature. I know there's no contact here. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be a big excavation job and a hot one too. Like, kilos of... So in the episode, I'm going to get a whole lot of refined phosphorus out of this. That's good. Okay, that's going to collapse into refined phosphorus, which I can use for, well, you know... I think it get used in geotuners. I can answer that question myself, because I have some geotuners that aren't doing anything right now. If I were to go to this geotuner and go to... You're eating abyssalite. Wait, do that. Nothing happens. Minor volcano. You want? You know what? Forget it. That's what the wiki is for. Let's not break anything more than I have to. Speaking of breaking, I think, with the exception of the last two things there, the loader and the sweeper, everything that's broken is broken here on Recora, and this is... I am going to send a bunch of rovers here to start dismantling things, because I don't like this 99 there. Something breaks, and I never notice, because it's hidden amongst all of this crap, and you try to click on it, it's like, oh, here's a ladder, a ladder, a ladder, a ladder, a ladder, a ladder, a ladder. No, I don't want that. Hopefully, I don't get another friggin' meteor storm while I'm doing it. I should be able to just take this all the way down. Well, at the very least, if I can get rid of all of these ladders that, goddamn shovel and pooped on the pod, so I have to clean that off. And there's no reason to do anything here at all. And for one last look at Gagani, I'm gonna gut all this. This setup. I'm gonna cool all this stuff off. At least all the obsidian and the igneous. Just gonna run it through here. Typical cooling thing. It's not really doing much now anyway. Like, the nearby rock is cool to the point where it wasn't really keeping this going all that well. Refill that with nectar and slap a cooling brick on it. So at least then I can start using some of this stuff. For what, I'm not sure. I've got rock everywhere. But it would at least be nice to have it down to where it's a cool, you know, it's been cool and I can do something with it. And then, so Stinkeo's gonna get something Rockora. I still have to deal with Methano. I gotta set down there. Pick up that oh, wait a minute. I know what I forgot to do. Nope, I haven't. I was worried I forgot to grab the... I will bet you I left... What did I do with the artifacts out of here? Did I send them back? Did I pick them up? Please tell me they're in the ship with you, Stinky. Oh, god damn it, where are they? Just when you think you got everything figured out. I have two... There they are. It's a stethoscope. So just the one? Well, poo! Nuts. Guess we're, I'll deal with it later. And I'll see you in the future. Dang it.